Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Yeah, it's time for another daily dose of dismal Disney. We're going to talk about Marvel not doing so good. Variety put this article up talking about the highs and lows and basically saying this is one of the worst years ever for Marvel. It's not good.
Yeah, and if you consider last year rolling into this year too, ever since the Eternals, even Love and Thunder, they didn't do well either.
I keep forgetting
It's
Love
not
and Thunder
just
exists.
This year,
Yeah.
I would say the last
2 to 3 years.
Yeah, but at least Phase 4 for most of Phase 4, except for a couple exceptions, it has not done well.
No, they're saying the big winner is actually the Spider-Verse movie, which was Sony. That wasn't Disney, and that kind of goes along with No Way Home. Yeah, Disney's like, oh, it's a huge triumph for the MCU. It's like, yeah, that was still mostly a Sony thing. That was the Sony Spider-Men, getting together with a little bit of MCU thrown in there for good measure. But yeah, most of the movies have been just abject failures. Even Guardians. I mean, Guardians was a bright spot, but I don't think it did as well as they were hoping. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to shopclownfish.com. We're not as big as Marvel, but we sell comic books. And you can grab Crimson Ren Volume 1 and previously on Clownfish TV. Go out there, and these books are in stock.
Yes.
Geeky's been furiously packing.
I am. So I pretty much ship them within a day or so of you ordering them.
Yeah. At this point, there's no way you're going to get them in time for Christmas, but, between Christmas and New Year's, probably. Depends on where you're at. So check that out, guys. It's going to be open for another couple of weeks yet. And then
thank you for everybody who has.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for that. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about, how things aren't looking good for Hollywood, Disney in particular, next year either, and that they're already saying that Disney might need to phone a friend. Tim Cook from Apple, because things aren't looking too good. All right, so this is the article here. To say that it was a terrible year for Marvel superheroes at this point in 2023 is like saying it was an amazing year for Taylor Swift. Everybody knows.
Yes, it's okay to say it now.
Are we allowed to say it now?
We're allowed to say it like when Love and Thunder and Eternals and stuff was out, but you can say it now because the mainstream media says, Variety says, so you can say it now.
Yeah, now that Variety says it, now that everybody is pointing out that Marvel's in deep crap, now it's perfectly acceptable to say Marvel is broken. Now, I don't know if we're allowed to say MCU yet. That term is verboten. But
well, I'm just sitting here like, if you hear somebody who was like calling anybody who doesn't like Marvel films names, and they're talking about how Marvel sucks now, just flip them off, tell them to sit and spin, because, I guess they're alt-right Yahtzees too.
So they're like, yeah, everybody knows Marvel's in bad shape, right? But, next year's going to be better because Deadpool 3 and Echo is going to break new ground. And
no.
Nobody cares about Echo. And Agatha promises to set queer and queer-adjacent hearts aflame.
Yes, that's what they're saying now. The one character's like, yeah.
And then we have Madam Web.
No, look, the posters, everything about that looks boring.
So Madam Web, right? That's the chick from 50 Shades, right?
Yeah.
And she's a character that spins webs, ties people up. Just
there you go. But it's like all women. It's like their version of the MCU.
Yeah.
It just looks boring.
Craven's gonna be a dud. It's gonna be another Morbius. Venom 3, I forgot we're even getting a Venom 3.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they said that there are a whole bunch of releases, but only some of them were well received, like Spider-Verse, Guardians, and Loki.
And Loki was the second. It started out good, but I don't think people really was into it as the first season.
I didn't even bother watching it. I am so checked out at this point. I haven't even bothered watching Guardians of the Galaxy, which my son says is really, really good. I haven't bothered watching that yet either, because I'm like, I get to a point where I get numb to it. It's like Star Wars. Like, I went back for The Mandalorian. I'm like, okay, I can just overlook the sequel trilogy. Maybe I can get back into that. And it's like, nah, you lost me. And that's kind of the way I feel about the MCU. It's like, you lost me. I'm out. There's plenty of off-screen drama this year, like the firings of Jonathan Majors, Victoria Alonso, and Ike Perlmutter. Yeah, well, he might be back.
Yeah, he might, yeah.
He might be back. So here are the highs and lows. And of course, we start with all the accolades. Angela Bassett makes Oscar history in the Black Panther movie without the Black Panther.
Yeah, I know, right? Black Panther and Jason.
A low, Ant-Man and the Wasp bombs with audiences and critics. Oh my God. Who could have foreseen that coming? That people didn't want to watch a movie about a giant bald baby man with little arms and legs and like a D-list Marvel character and his daughter who
it was preachy, and people were like, here we go.
Yep. So they start with one high. Okay, so we have one high. Angela Bassett. Okay, cool. I like Angela Bassett.
Wait, so we have one high. That's it.
Low. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
What's the next?
Low. Disney fires Victoria Alonso.
I don't know if that's a low. According to some of the special effects workers, that's probably a win.
It's probably a win, right?
Low.
I'm sensing a pattern here. Jonathan Majors arrested, then convicted on domestic abuse charges. Wow. Yeah, it's not looking too good.
They already said he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. He's fired.
Oh, we got a high.
Oh. Marvel Entertainment merges with Marvel Studios, and Ike Perlmutter leaves the company. No. He's not done yet.
But not just that. He was the one telling them some of these ideas that failed were bad ideas, and he didn't listen. And the reason he got gone was because he sided with Peltz. And then after Peltz decided not to pursue the proxy battle the first time, they got rid of Ike Perlmutter. And then Iger has the audacity to implicate and insinuate that Perlmutter is just ass mad and it's revenge. I'm like, what did you think it was when you fired him the first time? Or that's at least how it comes across to people there, Bob.
Yeah, so he's actually teaming up with Peltz, and they're teaming up with Disney's former CFO, Jay Rosullo. I think if he has his way, they're going to try to get Rosullo in as CEO because I guess him and Bob Iger do not get along very well. Hi, Guardians 3 succeeds where almost every other superhero movie failed.
That's true. They did pretty. I mean, they didn't do $1 billion, but they came as close to it as anybody else this year.
I think that this is why everybody's kind of, holding their breath for the James Gunn Superman movie. But I'm like, the casting choices are really solid. Like the people he's casting actually look like the comic book characters, shockingly enough, even Jimmy Olsen. But James Gunn's humor with Superman, I don't see it working. It works perfect for Guardians of the Galaxy. It's just James Gunn movies are very much like their own thing. But yeah, people said it was really good. Across the Spider-Verse did well. Again, this was Sony.
Right.
This was Sony. So, Marvel, yeah, obviously Marvel's involved, but it's like Disney. So this kind of shows too, like James Gunn had more autonomy with Guardians 3, I think, than the other directors had because he's James Gunn. People that worked on Spider-Verse, they were kind of off doing their own thing because they have the rights to Spider-Man. So maybe the problem is Disney.
Oh, shocker.
Maybe the characters are fine, but Disney needs to get out of the damn way.
Movie by committee, an agenda, maybe. If you just let the characters be the characters and tell good stories, people will like it.
Secret Invasion squanders Nick Fury and is just generally terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's pretty bad.
I know that Squid King's friends are like huge Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Marvel fans, and all but one of them are kind of like over it because of the show.
Yeah, and then there's a whole stupid plot twist with Rhodey. Should I ruin it? Is anybody going to watch it?
Here. But now if you don't know, then that you deserve it.
Spoiler. Yeah, Rhodey was a Skrull the whole time, like most of the time. So I'm like, you had a perfect opportunity to explain why he didn't look like Terrence Howard anymore. It would have been funny if it was like Superman with the glasses. Like, yeah, ever since they switched, didn't you notice I looked different? You didn't? Yes, because you're all white. That's why you didn't notice.
We all look the same to you.
We all look. That's why you didn't notice I was different. I was a different guy. That would have been funny, actually, to have like a meta commentary. Like, I'm obviously a different guy. Come on. Low but kind of high. The labor strikes delayed Disney and Sony's superhero release slates. What?
Well, I think the low is we're not getting Deadpool, but until a couple months later. But it's only a couple months difference.
Yeah.
The high, I guess, are probably going to try to argue that they can, make it hyped up or reshoot or make it better or something.
They can fix it in post. Yeah, they actually said this might be good because Bob Iger has to stop. He has to take a breather. And
one thing too that the FX teams have more time and they're not cramming everything out so fast and things like that.
But will there be as many people working on these movies? Actually, right now is a perfect time because they're going to have to do something about Secret Wars because Kang was supposed to be the villain and they're talking they're going to get rid of Jonathan Majors. So, and Kang is a weak ass villain. Like he's not as big of a threat as Thanos. Like that's definitely a downgrade, right? So they're going to have to definitely figure something out, going forward, which could push those movies back to like 2030. If they got to rewrite everything. God. Hi, Spider-Man 2 is the fastest selling PlayStation video game in history. Too bad a lot of people were like, yeah, it's not that great.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. It's not that good.
Okay, but it's not great. Hi, Loki season 2 has a perfect ending. Did a lot of people watch it? I don't think a lot of people watched it.
I think it started out with a lot of people. I think each time it dropped some. I didn't watch it, so I can't speak to it.
Yeah, so they talk about how they potentially resolved Jonathan Majors' Kang storyline so they could always move. The Marvels is the lowest grossing Marvel Studios movie of all time.
Well, that's definitely a low. Is anybody surprised again? Is anybody shocked by that at all?
They talk about the
lack of supervision. Yeah, Bob Iger threw the director under the bus and said it was COVID.
All right, so let's move on to where Hollywood's going to be in 2024. CNBC, like everybody's like just taking off for the week. They're like, yeah, we're not going to report on anything because we're going to take time off. I wish we got to take time off.
We don't get to.
You don't get to take time off.
So what is the good tidings from the media and telecom companies? I mean, that the strikes are over, so they can get back to business. Is that what it is?
Yeah, they said it's not looking too good.
I don't think it's going to look good because they're saying, TV and ad revenue is on pace to decline 18%, which I believe.
Absolutely.
But they're saying the 2024 presidential election have boosted, which I also agree with. We have said that before.
Yes, you're gonna have a lot of political ads. Unfortunately,
get ready for that, guys. I don't know if that's an improvement.
I don't think so. I think what's going to happen is we're going to have more polarizing content, and I think you're going to see a lot of news outlets pivot to rage bait. Because it's going to be a very, very caustic. I think we're going to have a very caustic.
They want Trump to run. They want Trump to run because who else are they going to blame everything on and be like, it's every other Trump for videos or for clickbait, for views.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. So Pace Magazine bought Jezebel. They think the reason Pace Magazine bought Jezebel was specifically for Trump outrage articles next year. And after that
is how it sounds.
Whatever,
yes.
But they said, companies like Warner Brothers, which is talk about merging with Paramount to survive, right? And Disney cut thousands of jobs and dramatically slashed content costs to boost free cash flow and pay down debt. That could give investors reason to basically lower their expectations. Disney recently restored its dividend
after
they
said they're going to do that, yeah. So that's the one plus side.
But we might be looking at major upheaval in the board this year.
Yeah. And then they're talking about legacy media like Disney and Paramount. Well, Paramount and Warner might be merging. We don't know yet what's going on.
Yeah, they're all not doing too hot.
No, they're not because, they kind of did it to themselves because they all decided they want to do streaming service, which was really stupid. Where before they were just making content for streaming and it was working out well, they were doing well. Then they decided they all wanted to, own the cow instead of just making, cheese from the cow. And then they're out there trying to make each of them have their own cow. Well, then there's too much cheese. And no one wants it. And then half the cheese is rotted and nasty and identifies as bread. So no one wants to watch it.
Yeah, that's what's going on. They said that, they call the great Netflix correction, where they said that all these media companies are trying to course correct.
Because they overbought shitty things?
Yeah. Yeah. And now they're scrambling to survive. I mean, this is so weird. I think, again, this is one of the biggest mistakes that corporations make is they think that you have the ability to grow forever, right? Infinite growth. And eventually you hit a ceiling. And the only reason that the profits were up and up and up in 2019, 2020, 2021 is because of the pandemic. People were locked in their houses, right? That is over, and people are looking at it now like I've got like 50 different streaming services and we've got all these options out there that are free.
Yeah, because they keep jacking the prices.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even watch, like we pay for Hulu and stuff. I don't even watch it that much.
I do. I actually watch Hulu, so that's me.
Yeah, but there's like one or two shows on there I might watch, but like a lot of people, they get their TV, it comes with free TV built in now, and they just watch, it's got commercials, but so did cable. So did
TV growing up when we were kids. So
did the streaming services. Netflix. You pay for Netflix now. You're going to get ads. You pay for Hulu. Well,
that's because we're trying. You only go up so many subscribers, so you got to make your money elsewhere. So ads.
Yeah, I said next year is also likely to be another year of industry losses for most streaming services, but Disney, Paramount, and NBC all pledge that 2025 is going to be the first full year of profitability.
Well, Disney has always said that. To be fair, they said end of 2024.
Yeah, well,
So
now they're saying 2025.
Okay, well, 2024, 25, but that's kind of where they said it was going to be since the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be profitable. Not when the movies are all striking out. They're talking about, Disney is preparing for a proxy war with Nelson Peltz.
It's not just Nelson Peltz. A couple other people. Rizzolo's back in Peltz, but then there was that other group that was also trying to get in there.
It said the Disney board and the CEO, Bob Iger, appear to have no conviction that things are even going to get better for them. So, yeah, it's going to be, I think 2024 is going to be.
It's going to be interesting.
A disaster. I think
it's going to be interesting.
We'll have lots of videos to make. Now this one came out today. They said that Tim Cook from Apple might be Disney's only lifeline.
In 2024, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, look,
They're going back to the Apple buys Disney thing again?
The Apple buys Disney thing, or at least Apple comes in, helps with ESPN to start. But that would be a foot in the door. Because if if Warner Brothers and Paramount merge, right, and Disney's still bleeding out money because the Marvel movies are sucking and the Star Wars movies are sucking. We have a video coming up on that too. We don't know what the hell is going on with Star Wars. And that stuff's all sucking. Then they're going to have to do something. And especially if they get a new board in there, they're going to say, hey, you need to course correct. You need to be profitable. And, you're not making it on your own. We might have to sell you off or something. I don't know, guys. It's amazing how quickly things have changed. I mean, we're talking 3 years, 4 years. This company's gone from being on top of the world to being a laughing stock. So there it is. We're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.